Right now, brought to you by Louisiana Hot Sauce, we have the manager of your Texas Rangers, Bruce Bochy. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I know that there's a lot more to talk about, but we were all at the game on Sunday, and when Adolis hit that home run, it kind of felt like that emotion was for him, was for the clubhouse, was for the fans. Did you feel like that was emotion for everybody when he hit that game winner?
I agree. I think it was. And I think, part of it was the tough day he was having.
Yeah.
4 strikeouts. The recent at-bats. Obviously, he's been trying to come out of this. He's been pressing a little bit and, to hit a huge home run like that. But I think he's looking at the team, too, that as you know, we're going through some tough times. So really showed a lot of emotion there. I think tears might be coming down. Ragsdale told me when he saw him going around first base, our first base coach. So anyway, much needed hit, obviously.
Bochy, I was kind of looking at your history of managing, and you've had a lot of great players that you've been able to manage over your time. I mean, you had Tony Gwynn, you had Barry Bonds, you had all these. I mean, you can name a litany of them. Corey Seager seems like he's right up there with it. When you look at him as a player, what do you see when you look at his, like, everything he's done this year for this club?
Well, I'm with you. He's right up there. With a lot of great players. I've been fortunate to have managed great hitters, but players, just baseball players, and that's what he is. I mean, shoot, this guy, he's hitting as good as any hitter I've had, and I'm being honest there. I mean, the numbers prove that, but also he's done a great job at short. Last night's first error he's made in I don't know how long, a couple months or something, but you just love his game awareness. But it's his will to win. That's what Corey's about. He wants to win. That's all he cares about. Very humble guy that not caught up into his numbers. He just wants to help the team win. He wants us to win. He wants another championship. So. Just love the mindset of this man.
Yeah, his win-will factor is phenomenal. That's something I've always admired here. The other thing, though, is like he attacks. I mean, just attacks pitches. It's like we talked about his hitting early in counts, and he's just like, I'm not going to give it much time. I just want to hit early. Where'd that philosophy come from?
Well, I think he can answer that a lot better than me, but that is his philosophy.
Yeah.
If the first pitch is hittable, he's going to hit it. He's going to go for it. And he's always been like that. When I managed against him in the National League West, we knew how aggressive he was. But he's just so consistent with the swing, his approach. It's very simple, really. He's just a gifted hitter that can do things that most can't. And that's repeat that swing as well as anybody I've seen. He's very, very committed to his routine, and the dedication just has paid off. He's one of the best hitters in the game. He's right up there.
Boch, and I'm surprised, and I'm sure you're happy about this, is that teams keep trying to get him out in big situations. I know he's drawn some of his intentional walks and stuff like that, but I just keep thinking to myself, I'm wondering why teams keep trying to get him out in big situations.
Well, it's, and a lot of times, you got to figure out, well, what's the best thing to do? And, we got a guy that's hitting fourth that, he's got great numbers. Nate won the Silver Slugger last year, so, there is some protection. Doesn't always work for you to walk the guys. Hopefully you create a situation where they can, even if they wanted to. But like all great hitters, they're going to walk them. But obviously Otani's getting pitched too. He's got over 40 homers, so Sometimes you're forced to go after them, and you just hope your guy makes good pitches.
I thought yesterday the Houston Astros did a great job of drawing their walks and passing the baton to their next guy. And then it seemed like to me, I was watching and thinking, man, they have a little bit of an old school approach in this game. I thought Kyle Tucker did an unbelievable job of fouling off so many Spores good pitches. And then when he got a pitch away a little bit up, he wanted to make sure that the umpire didn't call it strike three and just shot it to left field and kept kind of the line moving for the Astros. And I guess I haven't been watching them closely. Is that something that is in their report? They refuse to strike out, and they are going to draw their walks or take their walks when it's there?
Yeah, they will. They will. That's kind of where the game's changed as much as anything. A lot of these teams, I'll go back to when we played Milwaukee. They're aggressive, but at the same time, they shrink the zone, have a good two-strike approach, and we've done that very well at times, very well as anybody. And we did get out of it there. I thought, the last 2-3 weeks, I think it's been getting better. Those at-bats you're talking about, it does keep things moving. But, no, they did get some big walks, and that's really what caught up with us as much as anything. It's kind of been, our bugaboo in the bullpen. We just find a way to walk guys, and man, we just don't get away with them. And sure, you give them credit, but at the same time, man, we just got to be on attack mode on the mound too, and it's all about throwing strikes. Obviously, you want quality strikes, but man, the more pitches a hitter sees, the better reference he has, the better hitter he becomes, and so you want to stay away from that, but that's what's come back to get us, I think, is the walks. I mean, you look at Andrew last night; he had great stuff, really good stuff, but they still worked their walks off him. He hit a batter, and when he hit that batter, that kind of started their rally. He had some tough luck. I mean, the ground ball that got up the middle, from Bregman, that's just bad luck. That's just what they call Babbitt. That's put the ball in play, something good can happen. That's what happened to them. That double play, we're a foot away from getting that double play. How big that would have been. So just shows you, what a fine line it is between winning and losing.
This might kind of be part of the answer. I know you were just saying be aggressive with quality strikes. You've said in the past you try to ride the hot hand when it comes to pitching in general in the bullpen. How does that work when it seems as though, at least from my perspective, nobody has the hot hand right now?
Well, that becomes a tough call when you're getting guys up. Whatever, you got to keep believing in them. But we had hot hands going for a while, as you saw how well it worked when they're all getting the job done. Sportsy and Chappie and Smitty but they kind of, lost their confidence there a little bit. Now you're trying to piece it together again, and that's what Mike and I talk about constantly, and be nice to have a hot hand all the time down there and have those guys that are consistent. And I think maybe has been, although he had his moment, but, he's the guy that kind of stabilized things. But, yeah, I know I'm with you. That's what makes it a little bit tougher when guys aren't quite hot as you mentioned, but quite as consistent as you're hoping. So now you're trying to get matchups. You're trying to get, and I'm talking about that pocket, the 3-hitter deal, whatever. Try to put them in the best position where they can succeed.
Coach, I was just kind of curious in your long history of managing. Have you ever experienced a funk like this, and was there a way out of it? Like, do you feel like you got an answer for it?
Not quite like this, to be honest. Where it's kind of started early in the season, as you know, when we had to start making adjustments. When Johnny Hernandez was struggling, Leclerc lost some confidence there, and it's been ongoing. And usually if you have a set closer that's staying he's staying hot, staying consistent, and you can build from there and kind of piece it together. And I haven't quite had that like I think we can. And hey, I know we're running out of time, but we still believe we have guys that can do the job down there. And Leclerc got on a nice run there. Stratton, he's done a good job coming in tight situations and finding a way to get out of it. Bert's been so it's there. It's we got to try to help these guys, be the best version of themselves because we need them. As I've said, it's not like we're looking at these starters to go 9, but I think we have the guys that can do it. I really believe it's going to get better. Chapman needed a day yesterday, so but I think he'll be good to go today. So I think hopefully we'll get things back in order. We just got caught yesterday in a tough situation where we were so short-handed in the bullpen because of the game before, and Yankees came back to get us.
Well, I don't know if you're frustrated. Whenever I get frustrated, I bought a punching bag, and I just kind of go out in the garage and I punch it. I know Kevin will go for a walk around the studio when he's mad at me and Mike. So I don't know what your form of taking that out on, but I hope you're getting that in pretty good.
Yeah, I'm human like everybody. I've shown my frustration. I've had my snaps going in after a game. It's just a competitive part of everybody that's involved, just like hitters. They don't get it done. You'll see the snaps in the dugout. But, after that, no, it's good. The only thing you can do is try to put them in a position to win, and we're doing the best we can to do that. We'll continue to do that, and hopefully, they go out and they get it done. But you got to stay behind them because, let me tell you, as a pitcher or even a hitter, man, it starts with confidence, man. And confidence, that's going to build first of all, the command, the control part of it, and then the conviction on every pitch you make. And but if they don't think we have confidence in them, it's a tough game to play.
I think we all understand how important Eovaldi has been for the team this year, and he's on the way back. I was curious, was there ever any discussion, since he's got some history with it, of having him in the bullpen? I realize that's not the direction y'all are going, but was that ever a discussion?
Well, even with Jacob deGrom, I discussed that with him, but, the tough thing about that, and he's done it, but, if someone's had a little arm issue, the getting up and stuff, it's probably a little bit tougher for a reliever. It really is. And, you're looking to use them a little bit more. They may get up and, double play. Now they're down. So next day you're trying to get them up. So it's not an easy adjustment. I think when you've had some arm deal or issue going on. So that's kind of, what you have to think about, before you make that move.
I'm sure it'll be game dependent or stuff dependent, but is there a cap for how many innings or pitches he can throw this evening?
Yeah, we'll have one on him. I don't, I really don't want to say till I get with Mike today, but he's been up and down, a couple times. He threw up to. He's throwing up 70 pitches, something like that. No. Now, are we expecting that? No. But, we've been working him pretty hard.
And then last thing I was just curious about, we're all huge fans of Evan Carter, and with his ability to get on base like a machine, has there been any discussion about seeing if he can help the big club?
You know what? I'll tell you at this point, when you are having your struggles offensively, bullpen stuff, whatever. There's been discussions about everything. We're not ruling anything out. Everything's on the table. See why when I talked last night. You'll see that we're open to doing things, making changes, whatever, because I'm a believer sometimes you keep doing what you're doing, you keep getting what you're getting. And so, you don't rule anything out. I'm not just talking about him, but as far as relievers, things like that.
Well, last week when you were on with us, you guys won that night. So
All right.
I am confident
Rooting for
that
it again.
tonight
Yes.
y'all will get the job done. And we appreciate the time as always, good sir.
Well, guys, I appreciate you two things, and we'll get this thing rolling.